And today on Project Nigel, a lovely trip up to North Yorkshire to deliver an engine. There's his.
Bill is ready for the off. He's not exactly sitting low considering it has an engine in the back and a heavy tool case and a guitar amplifier to try and stop it from moving around. The R8 doesn't have lashing points, so you just have to rely on wedging things into place to stop things from moving about. Alright, so lovely. Let's try and get there without anything breaking. It's wedged in against the seat, so that should be quite secure. The inlet manifold is behind the engine. Heavy toolbox on one side, guitar amplifier on the other side. That should be enough. Although unfortunately I'm going across country somewhat, so I'm going to be a lot more weaving around than I was first anticipating. How is this weight in the boot of the car going to affect how it drives? Alright, give us a minute, I've only just set off. I can confirm that it's still slow. You may know, I have a history with HGV driving. Not for like decades, but just a few years. I did my HGV training, I enjoyed it, I could do the job well. And that's all about driving smoothly and anticipating what's ahead. Because if you're carrying heavy loads, you don't want said heavy loads to fall off at any point. And then of course I moved cars around a little bit. And when you're moving cars around, it's all about smooth driving. You want to anticipate far enough ahead so you don't end up with things falling off, like cars. And it's the same kind of thing with this. Eggity noggity dog frog, eggity nog dog frog, froggity re-smog, wearing his clogs in the fog. Oh, I've done that song, let's not do it again. Of course, having a complete K-Series engine in the boot, you'd imagine would upset it a little bit. But the K-Series is a lightweight engine. It's very lightweight. It's not like having a big diesel in the boot. However, that engine, plus a big toolbox, probably weighs about the same as me. So, it's just like having me in the boot. Shouldn't be too bad. But it is enough to make the front end ever so slightly light. Make the car feel a bit more floaty than normal. Oh, yes. And off the are we on the M60 or M62? Well, we get it off it anyway, to go on to the M66. Yes, that's as far as I'm going in the normal way of getting up towards the Lake District. To go on the M66, it's there must be some heavy-duty roadworks going on the M6 for it to divert me off like this. I'm not entirely happy about it. No, I'm not. I like bumps in the road a bit more than normal. Nice and easy. I feel like I'm moving house. Not because I take an engine everywhere I go with me, but because of the amount of stuff that's in the car. Obviously an engine, a toolbox. You'd take your toolbox with you if you was moving house, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And my guitar amplifier, I'd take that with me, wouldn't I? Yes, of course I would. I've got 2 coats, I've got 3 coats in the car, I've got some eggs, I've got my briefcase, I've got my microphones, I've got the charger, I've got a big jumper, I've got the V5 for this car, I've got a flat cap, and I've got my jump pack, as well as some fenugreek seats. The suspicious type,
Superstitious, not suspicious.
would need to touch wood when it comes to saying something like I'm about to say now. And that's where, if you're going to do a journey just like this, you had best be in a Rover, because wood veneer on the door cards, wood veneer on the dashboard, actual wood stuck on some metal and varnished. The most common breakdown you'll see on the side of the motorway is punctures. And if I had a puncture in this, I would be a bit stuck, wouldn't I? Because the spare wheel is in the boot, and in the boot is an engine, so I would have to move the engine to get the spare wheel out. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Big difference between cleanliness and hygiene. Yes, that's where I don't agree, because I think yes.
Should I always travel alone in these kind of missions? Well, the obvious choice of travel partner would be the dog. The dog will sit in the boot of the car happily for any length of journey. But you notice that many other dogs like to sit in the front. Some even sit in the driver's seat, on the driver's lap, head out the window, really getting in the way, probably, definitely, just a bit illegal. Don't they look happy? Head out of the window, flapping ears everywhere, face gaping wide open with the teeth snarling and dribbling snot all the way up the back into their ears, etc. Oh, joyful creatures. Imagine if dogs could drive. They'd probably drive everywhere with their head out of the window like that. And then if you was the kind of person that was kind enough to buy your dog its own car, you might think, oh, I'll tell you what, why don't you just remove the windscreen, then you can experience that all the time. Good idea? Well, no, because the dog would just think, oh, I need to get my head out the window still, wouldn't it? And then it'd be searching for the window. You know, and a dog can't really operate a window regulator, that's for sure. But even if it could do, you taught your dog how to open the window. What if it didn't work? And your dog's complaining at you because it can't put its head out the window. Before you know it, you've got a dog that refuses to drive its own car. And then you've got to try and sell the car. But how are you going to do that when you've got no windscreen? Dogs are inconvenient, you know. The trouble we go to keep our dogs happy, but then they don't appreciate it.
First up, Becky Smith.
Heathrow and Gatwick and Luton. All of that is
This is how we're going to resolve.
Oh gosh,
I don't subscribe to this new business things. The most successful businesses, flyers, and the opportunity to research. Radio 4. Always a good thing to have on when you're on a journey. The only thing is, my favourite Radio 4 stuff never seems to be on when I'm having a journey. It seems to come on just as I've finished my journey instead, which is a bit disappointing. Formerly, when I was driving for a living, Radio 2. I won't go into why, because it's a bit embarrassing, and I wouldn't admit to liking Radio 2 too much now. Jeremy Vine, yes. I liked a bit of Jeremy Vine. He was such a wind-up merchant. He was supposed to be impartial, but he just loves to stick the fork in the porridge. Anyway, the point being is that he'd come on just as I was getting out of the cab. We can have a false choice. Just explain why. Well, if we take the tunnel and we turn it inside out, it will be the opposite of a tunnel, and nobody will benefit from it, and we'll all be stuck on the other side of the tunnel, and nobody will be able to go anywhere. I'm halfway to my destination, and this isn't the kind of road I want to be on, doing 15 miles per hour. What could really be so wrong with the M6? Oh, I've got a real craving for an E. coli burger. This is quite a nice area. You can tell when you're in a nice area because the phone boxes are still about. They're not in use, of course, but they turn them from phone boxes into somewhere where you can keep books or paintings. In not so nice areas, they're just somewhere for people to go for a piss. Like a folly.
I don't know.
Because, natural system, and that is being depleted at a rapid rate.
If we go for both two.
Oh, a nice tree. Slowing down to 20 because I noticed there's an average speed camera there, and I wasn't really carefully watching to make sure I didn't go over 30 at any point. Historic West Riding of Yorkshire. If I can get to my destination with good time, which is 40 minutes left yet, I'm really happy going this way. This puts me very much in mind again of my old driving days where I'd love to be off the beaten track. I mean, not the beaten track, I mean on the beaten track rather than the motorway. Going over the rolling hills and the lovely old buildings everywhere, and like being paid to go exploring. Look at that. Even the car park's lovely there. What a lovely place that looks like it probably was at one point. Oh, it still is. You know, I live right next door to a town that has shops that are either boarded up or the ones that are open have to have roller shutters down when the shops aren't open. That tells you quite a lot about the place. It tells you, as a tourist, that the people who live here respect it so much that they would happily break in and steal whatever you happen to have there. Oh, look at that. What a view. Over there we're getting to the steeper hills, close to where the mountains start. People often comment on my videos praising the scenery and saying that what a lovely area to live in, and it's true. And I think the thing is, that's Britain for you. Anywhere in Britain that isn't either a city or a built-up area is a really nice place to look at and just be around. 45 miles into the journey. That means going this way I only have another 15 or so to go. That can't be right, because it looks and feels like I'm still a long way off.
And 50 years.
Versus going green.
You know what? Once in a while, I like going somewhere sunny. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That they are the advisor to government who balance all of these different.
I keep seeing things I'd like to stop and have a look at. I'd like to have an egg break, but I would also like to get to my destination on time for a smooth transaction. And then all of the fun things can be done on the way back. If indeed I go this way, maybe I'll be redirected down the motorway instead, because at that point it won't be overly busy. Maybe I should go and see my friend David of the Team Hairy Snid. He's the captain of the Team Hairy Snid team thingy. As I drive along this road and I'm looking at the lovely rolling fields and the sheep and the trees, the gnarly woodwork and the stone cottages, etc., what I want to see coming the other way is a big articulated lorry full of logs for my thumbnail. So let's hope I don't miss it when I do see it. Oh, there's a lovely little place. Oh, I'm sorry, big daft truck. I've actually stopped you from carrying on going, so thank you very much. But I didn't see you coming around the corner. Now then, how naughty is it actually to be carrying this engine in the boot of a car? It's not strapped down because there are no lashing points in this car. It's wedged by things and the seat. As I see it can't really go anywhere unless I tip the car upside down, and by that point you've already got a major problem anyway. The A65 to Settle and Kendal and Kirkby Lonsdale. A few years ago I bought myself a dehumidifier for inside the car. It was one of those that basically just soaks up moisture, and then you bung it in the microwave and get the moisture to disappear. It was like a pillow. In fact, it was similar in size to this bag of fenugreek seeds. Now, would this bag of fenugreek seeds consider any real danger, would you imagine? Probably not. But on the packaging it said, keep items restrained. There's danger involved in having things that are loose in the car. Agreed. So, a dehumidifier, a bag of fennel seeds, and maybe even an engine. It's natural when you're in an area like this to just want to take pictures of things. Everything is just so pretty. But then you come back and you go everywhere else, and everywhere else is so pretty. So it just makes sense to have all these kind of things as just part of the video that you're taking anyway. Actually, this all feels quite secure anyway. I don't think it's moved at all. Although, oh, hang on, my coat has moved. My coat was on the top of there, but it's not now. Oh, Lord's Courtyard. That looks like a nice place to go and visit. Running adjacent to Settle and a train track. Oh, and that place, I bet that's really expensive. Wouldn't it be fabulous to be someone with no more talent than I am, but could just wander in there, hungry, go and fill up? Oh, how much did that cost you? I don't know, I just ate it. According to this, it's kind of 1 mile to go. I bet it's more than that, really. Yep, I am here. Where do I stop? Got something a bit wrong then, because according to the sat nav, there's another 8 miles on this bit of road. I'm going to have to learn to add up. That was a bit sudden. Oh, I like the sound of that.
Marion started Scottish Creek. Afterwards,
That's it. Engine dropped off at the garage where it shall be fitted to another car.
That's a bit better. Now that my car is unburdened of 1.6 litre K-Series engine, I can drive a little bit more relaxed. It feels a bit more comfortable now. The Country Harvest shop doesn't. Oh, it looks like a restaurant, not a clothing shop to me. Oh shit! I missed it.
What do you live in? I live in a private house, rented room, I'm paying 500.
This isn't really what I was hoping for. I didn't want to be going down an old farm track to get to Team Hairy Snid. Let's hope a tractor doesn't come up the other way and insist that I shouldn't be here. It doesn't look like a public road. Hello, sheepy things. Oh, lovely. What wonderful village life people must have living around somewhere like this. Look at that, isn't that great?
we don't eat out anymore. My husband will say to me on Friday night, we used to eat out probably twice a week. So that's when your purchase changes.
Oh, look at that. How cute! Oh, what a cute little... What a... Wow.
Are you buying cosmetics?
Edward, colonising.
And welcome yet again to the time lapse sequence. Something I do whenever I feel there is something not entirely exciting going on. But I'm still doing the journey, so I want to do a recording.
In the Middle East. I think that what we've seen recently with the hostages being released, peace with Saudi Arabia, I hope that this is generally caused a lot of damage.
So, and we have to be clear. I think this might be a bit of a boring debate. I'm afraid, Jeremy.
No, it's not. A boring debate.
We've never had a boring debate on this show.
No. We'll never have a boring debate on this show.
You know, we are climate change, habitat loss, intensive land management. Cats are well down the list.
Right.
And where
Cats are well down. All day?
What
about all day?
What about all day?
No, I mean, I think cats need choice, and the best thing for cats is to have the choice to go outside when they can.
Yeah.
And you know, some cats will tolerate being indoors, but providing those experiences that cats need to live their best lives is much easier.
Oh, the best lives.
What about Megan? Would you support a move to keep cats indoors?
Yeah,
Megan,
I
would you
it's
support a
appropriate
move?
for that cat, and I think
I like Jeremy Vine. If it wasn't for Jeremy Vine, I wouldn't have heard the XTC song Making Plans for Nigel as often as I did, and not grown to like it as much as I did. And then my channel would be called something else. an incredibly low ledge. Look at this. If you're really clumsy, you could easily fall off of that. There are more salt on the roads. Why? Why is there so much salt on the roads? We've not even had any cold properly for weeks. There we are, the end of this rather exciting journey, where I delivered an engine. And unless you've skipped it all the way through, you would know exactly what was going on there. And I've just had something to eat, and I'm as full as a... I had to bleep that out, not because it was that rude, but because it's not my phrase, and I don't like to copy other people's phrases. It does remind me, though, it does remind me very much of when I was driving for a living, and I'd leave my dinner break as late as possible, so that I could get myself all filled up with food and not have to worry about trying to lug around cable and stuff like that, whilst all bloated and bilious and heaving. Don't have that worry any longer, do I? No, because I don't deliver cable. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being a subscriber. Thank you very much for being a channel member. Thank you very much for liking this video. Thank you very much if you like my other channel and go on there sometimes. And thank you for any comments left, especially the nice ones. So for now, bye. Don't you